Hey guys, Pastor Josh here, and I just want to give you a quick devotion as we are in our last week of the 21 days of prayer and fasting. Man, look, we are on the home stretch. You made it, and congratulations to you. And I can't wait to see what God is going to do in your life because of this fast, if He hasn't already done something amazing in this time that we've had of prayer and fasting. So I just want to go ahead and dive right into it. Maybe during this fast, you're waiting for an answer from God, right? Maybe you have a tough life decision. During this fast, you're asking God for guidance. And sometimes it can feel like our life is sometimes completely out of control, completely out of our hands, and trying to navigate that season is really tough. And so what comes in through the prayer and fasting is actually sometimes the answer that we're looking for. And so what I have here is actually, this is a puzzle. It's a 48-piece puzzle. Pastor Michaela allowed me to grab this from our kids' church. And I just started thinking about it. And sometimes our life can feel like this puzzle, right? We have what we want our life to look like. And we're like, this is exactly how I want my life to look. And after this prayer and fasting, and after doing everything I can, these 21 days, and leaning into God, my prayers should be answered. My life should look like this, right? That's not necessarily the case. A lot of times what ends up happening is we look like this, just some pieces. And we're saying, God, I thought that through this prayer and fasting, you were going to put everything together and put all things aside and be the answer to everything I've been doing. And here's the thing, He can do that. And for some people, He has definitely done that. But I think that it's important to remember that just because we have an expectation of what it's supposed to look like after praying, after fasting, that doesn't necessarily mean that that is what it looks like. Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5 through 6, and it reads something like this. It says, "Trust in the Lord with all of your heart. Lean not into your own understanding. In all your ways submit to Him, and He will make your path straight." And I think that is kind of encouraging, because if we lean onto our own understanding, we want this picture perfect life. We want God to answer all of our prayers, and this is what it should look like, God. And if I'm going to do this, then you need to complete this puzzle of my life. And I think it's important to know that sometimes He does do those things, but oftentimes what we're overlooking is, God, we want you to put our life together and look like this. But oftentimes what it looks like is just this. And it's extremely important to realize that one piece of the puzzle can either make the picture perfect or completely destroy the puzzle. If there's a missing piece in the puzzle, then it's never complete. So oftentimes I think that what you need to realize is that fasting and praying often allows God to grab a piece that was missing all along. See, I think that we need to look at life as this giant puzzle, and we don't have the pieces to complete it. And through prayer and fasting, God is looking at us, searching us. He is the ultimate designer of our life. He knows exactly how our life is supposed to look. We may have a picture or an image of what we want it to look like, but ultimately God is the one that is the final say-so. And as we allow God to work into our life through prayer and fasting, puzzle pieces that may not belong to this puzzle in our life. Maybe there's a puzzle piece that is in your life that was placed there by a family member. Maybe it's hurt, maybe it's guilt, maybe it's shame, maybe it's anxiety, depression, whatever the case may be. And that puzzle piece has been in that picture, but it does not belong. It's throwing the whole entire puzzle off. And then what God does is He comes by, removes that piece, and then places it with the piece that's supposed to be there. And so I want to give you 3 things. Number 1 is I want you to surrender your puzzle piece to Christ. What does that mean, Pastor Josh? What part of your life feels uncertain right now? What part of your life do you feel like God has to move in or fix for you? And the thing is we have to surrender that to God. You have to surrender that piece to God. And you have to allow Him to work it into the grand scheme of things. So number 1, we have to surrender our pieces to God. Number 2, focus on God's faithfulness. Look, if he's been faithful to you in the past, he will be faithful to you again. Look at those past pieces that he's put together. And then you look at your life and there's no way that I should have made it out of this situation. There's no way that I should have got that promotion over somebody that had more experience than me. There's no way that I should have done this. And what that was God strategically placing a piece of your life together. So if he's done it before, he will do it again. And you have to trust him that he will do it again. And number 3, take one step at a time. Trust does not mean knowing everything. Trust just means, God, when you say move, I'm going to move. Even though I don't have the clear picture of what you're doing in my life, when you say move, I'm going to move. God doesn't make mistakes, and no piece of your life is going to be wasted in God's plan for you. Even though it may look like you have no idea how God's going to put things together, I promise you that by the end of this time of prayer and fasting, you may not have the whole picture yet, but there's going to be pieces placed in this puzzle that you had no idea were missing. Thank you guys so much. I'm praying for you guys. I love you, and I can't wait to see what God has been doing this whole time that we've been praying and fasting. And I can't wait to see you on Sunday, and I hope that you have a great weekend. Thank you so much. Stay warm. It has been a crazy cold time, and I'll see you next time.